one. Hi, welcome everybody. This is the anniversary show with this man to my right, Mr. James Hobson. How are you, buddy?
Very good, Tom.
Are,
Lovely. The sun is out. It's a delightful day here in
are
the
you
UK.
approving? Are you approving of this day, of this anniversary?
Yeah, I approved the day. Yep.
That's awesome. So
There's a Ken.
there's somebody showed up early, so that's good. But we're gonna get to that a little bit later. But we're gonna have our first guest on. But before that, I'm gonna tell you a little about something. What is going to happen today? So as I mentioned before, there is it is first of all very good to see you guys in the chat. So hitting that like button is always important and helps us out to do these giveaways and having a lot of fun. I see Michael, Devoy, and Trevor. Trevor's also here. Keep us happy in the chat, my man. And yeah, we got a bunch of cool people coming through today. I'm gonna tell you first off. I mean, if you not have read the caption there, James is with us obviously, and in a second there will be his co-partner. Keir Young from More Art Gallery going to be here, and after that we're going to have Ken Harmon from Spoke Art in the house. Maybe John Spoke is showing up. I don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. Then we're gonna have Jordan Matfin join us around 7:35 from a Cellar Door Gallery. So that's going to be exciting, something new for you guys out there if you haven't heard about them. Thank you guys in the chat. Really appreciate it that you all stopping by here. After Jordan, we're gonna have Ruslan Sarnok from Moon Island Art, and I think he's in Japan, and it's like, I don't know, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. or something like that in the morning. So he is very dedicated to be on the show today. And then last but not least, around about an hour from now, we will have James and Matt from Vice Press on. And this is going to be fun because you know how grumpy Matt can be. And I don't know how much beer he had, probably, because the stream's always the time when he gets his drink on. Yeah, and that's not all, because I mentioned already we're gonna have some giveaways, and there's even more than the people could make it today. But we will go through that gallery by gallery, and then last but not least, I will reveal the gallery that are giving away stuff that are not here. So a lot of talking. Sorry, James, that I'm taking this away, but I know you approve of everything today, so I'm gonna be fine.
I totally approve of all you've said. Yep.
Exactly. So people, hit us up with questions in the chat if you want to know something. I mean, this year has been really great. I hope I improved a lot for this show and made a lot of things happening for you guys to get more behind the scenes news. And first up, we're gonna talk to our first gallery owner. I mean, we already do, but there's a second one from this gallery, More Art Gallery. Keir, welcome, buddy. How you doing?
Are we doing? You all right?
Yep. Can't complain. I mean, we've been hanging out a little bit earlier here, so we got to talking already. But I will give it over to you and James right now. So let us know what's up with More Art. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, it's going really well. It's been a bit of a weird year, hasn't it, James? Like, just yeah, you just never really know what's around the corner or what issue might be rearing its ugly head, or you know what exciting thing or what artist you're going to work with next. So yeah, it's just been really exciting.
Yeah, it seems like you get a month of kind of like silence, so you get a little bit of time to plan, and then a ton of stuff will come in all at once from artists, and you're like, whoa, okay, it's email time. But yeah, super exciting stuff, and like Transformers has been amazing so far. Like everything is sold out on that side. So it seems like, yeah, we've got quite established artists now coming to us, which we didn't expect at this time in like More Art's lifetime. So that's been pretty mega. Yeah, we're gonna be quite a hectic April, I think, looking at the release schedule.
Awesome. Yeah. What was the guys' highlights in those, like, I don't know, what is it, 1.5 years now? I think the 1 year anniversary was at AmJam again, because that's when it was official. And yeah, so it's 1.5 years now. So what's the resume here? What would you say was your favorite piece that you have released so far?
Well, it's a difficult one, but for me, the past 12 months, in terms of, I mean, I love so many of the different prints that we've put out. A real highlight for me was Jolie's Sonic.
Dolly Sonic,
that was Dolly Sonic was awesome. And then Sam Gilby's foil metallic print, just holding it in my hands was just like, whoa, like this. Wow, I can't believe we put this out, like holding it in, because like we see these things on Instagram and we flick through them, but then we actually spend a bit of time just looking at it. Like on the foil one, like the weapons and stuff, they like glow, and I'm just like, wow,
expense was spared on that print. You didn't really make anything on that print, like on the variant, because it's like a metallic cotton.
Yeah,
they're like proper giclée on metallic cotton. But yeah, like when people get those through, they'll be hopefully as like pleased as us. I haven't seen it in person yet, but from everything that I've seen, it looks really, really good.
Yeah,
that's awesome. So you're both on the same favorite, or what's your favorite, James?
I honestly don't.
I know.
Can't.
It's like saying what's your favorite child, but put the gun
really
to your head, say what's up.
Our first screen print by Luke Priest still is like special, just because it was the first kind of like big print, or big for us at the moment, 18 by 24 screen print by White Duck, that one.
Yeah.
That still looks like that's an epic print job as well. Really, really detailed.
That's awesome.
I also really like Nan Lawson's helmets. I think they're pretty special as well. But totally on the art side with that, she like knocked it out of the park straight away.
I have to say, I mean, there's one of the ones I got it actually in hand, so I can actually say that. But Luke Priest's Stormtrooper that you guys did, this was really awesome, and this is one of my favorite prints that you guys have coming up with. But I also enjoy Catherine Lamb's King Lear, which is for some reason still available, people. So check that out.
Yeah.
I sadly don't have a picture right now, but I can tell you it's an amazing print. Because James said so. I trust this man because he hops and approved it. So
yeah, that's been printed on very well as well. But yeah, people are sitting on that one. Go and grab it. Like it's one of Catherine's favorite pieces that she's like ever done as well. Spent a lot of effort, a lot of time like on that.
Yeah.
So go grab it, people. It's a beautiful piece of art.
What do you guys got coming up? I mean, you teased us a little bit by saying there's so much coming, but is there something you can maybe name, artist and property? Or I mean, we haven't seen the art, but
yeah, well, I feel confident. We've got a Tom Whalen. He's got a Transformers piece coming out for us.
Oof.
So this will be our first official movie poster because it's Transformers the movie.
That's
and
cool.
And it's 24 by 36, so it's the biggest physical print we've put out. We've got like
screen
a
print, I
version.
take it, yeah? Did you say
screen print, yeah. And that's another one, like James has said, spare no expense. That one's gonna look amazing. Yeah.
I mean, we all know Tom Whalen's style, and this is definitely something you gotta look out for.
Yeah.
I showed you that, nice Tom. Like you've seen a preview of that.
Yeah, I didn't know if I should say, but I've seen something and it's looking really good, people. Yeah. It's looking really cool.
Yeah.
So if you love Tom Whalen stuff before, this is definitely something you need to have on your walls. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
And people, let us know in the chat what print did you like in terms of more art gallery. What's your favorite so far that they've been putting out? Haley Smith. Hi Haley, good to see you in here. And she said she loved Nan Lawson's Star Wars helmets, so that's really cool. And so that's also, I think,
Haley.
Did we put them in there in terms of the poster print of the year? I don't know if we did this year or the year before. I don't know what it was. Do you remember, James?
I can't remember.
Okay, but this definitely was in the runners up because they were really amazing and definitely something different from the usual stuff you see in terms of Star Wars. So that's very nice, very nice. Oops. That's not what I wanted. The snake spin here, but okay. Just a little click on this side. But what do you guys' goal for the upcoming year now? You got any plans that you want to fulfill? Is there something, some big names you want to get on a print or something like that?
Yeah, there's been a few different artists that we'd like to work with and trying to get the ball rolling with. But I think one thing that's really been on my mind is differentiating ourselves from other galleries, because there are plenty out there now, and we're just looking at different ways that we can, not necessarily that we're any better than any other gallery, but because we're constantly trying to keep up with the other galleries, because they all do such an awesome job. But yeah, just finding ways that we can diversify ourselves and offer something a little bit different, or maybe something a bit out, just a bit different, really, just to make people always want to check us out. So yeah, that's what the next 12 months for me has been focusing on. And James has been amazing with that, because I've been a lot more numbers orientated, but James is very much, no, if we're doing a variant, it needs to be different enough to be worthwhile making, and it's important that the variants are a nice variation of the original. So that's been other ways as well. So
we're trying to we're putting leaflets and information in with each print about how it was printed and why it was printed like that as well. So we pop those in with each poster just to kind of educate people, so they understand why it's been printed in a certain way, why we went for giclée rather than a screen print, etc. Just so it broadens people's knowledge of printing. Not everything has to be screen printed, and in some cases it's better that it isn't. So hopefully, if people are a bit more educated about it, lots of different print types will be accepted, and that can only be good in the way that the art is hung on people's walls in the best way. Definitely.
Yeah. Bunch of people saying some more and more prints they loved. Matt Griffin's War of the Worlds came up here by Michael Jason Hobbs, and D-Voice saying Raiders by One for All, Michael Rice. I think it's Rice.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, those are also some really cool prints, and are they sold out all of those yet, or?
There's still a few War of the Worlds. Yeah.
Getting low on War of the Worlds, aren't we? I think
we are. Yeah. All right.
So yeah, take it by the people saying here, the prints they really enjoy. The good thing is, if it's not Bottleneck or Mondo, you might get a good chance that you, if you slept on something, you might have one or two left, and you better check those out because they are amazing. Vivian also saying the Character Series by Dakota Randall, it's a favorite of his. Yeah, but I mean the ones he's doing there, this is really cool. So I love seeing that.
We'll hopefully be working with Dakota again in the future as well, because he's just a brilliant artist and a brilliant person.
Fraser Varney is saying also happy anniversary, thank you, man. And he says also love finding out how printing and of how the printing works, I guess. And then he's attending a screen printing workshop recently, and it's very fascinating, he says.
Yeah, it's cool. I managed to do exactly the same, do a screen printing workshop just before lockdown, I think it was.
Yeah. But
it gives you a really massive appreciation of when a screen print is done right and when it's right for the artwork. It's crazy. It's great to be hands-on with that as well. So I hope they enjoy it. But it's an awesome technique and awesome art skill.
Yeah. Alrighty. Before I not let you guys go, but I mean we're gonna move on with a lot of people, and as I said, all the people that come on the show can stay as long as they want. I'm set up for everything, so we're gonna find out. And so before we're gonna go over to our next guest, which is Ken Harmon, and we will show you the giveaway that we will do, that More Art gladly provided for us. So I don't know, I think you guys could have guessed from the screenshot maybe, because it's the only print that is in landscape. But yeah, this is the wonderful, lovely print by Sam Gilby that we are having, and this one is really amazing. I talked with Sam about it when he was on the show, and yeah, this is one of the giveaways. And if you remember from last year how it worked, I'm going to post tomorrow the ultimate giveaway post on Instagram, and you have to go to Instagram, comment which print you would like to put your put your name in, and then we will have the next Saturday at the same time. We will do the draw, meaning Wheel of Names. Wheel of Names is gonna do the trick again. And the only thing you have to do is be there. Be there when we do the drawing. So if I call your name, and then you will have the chance to get it if you're there in the chat. And if not, we have to move on. And you sadly didn't win. I mean, Apo, I think he won like, I don't know, 5 times or something like that. But 4 times he wasn't in the chat. So sadly for him, on the 5th, he actually got it. So that's kind of nice for him.
Is that where you got all those posted in the background from then? Are they all should have been won by competition winners? And
I wish.
that's
If they don't win, I just spin again.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
So it's not like that. It's all tons of money that I put into this.
They're all just fake names in the wheel, and you're just like, oh, they're not here. I'll put it.
I actually got my personal birthday print today, which is the J. Contu Peaky Blinders G Clay. And,
Oh, yeah.
It came in today, but I had to pick it up from customs. So fun stuff. But yeah, let's talk to our next person if he is here. Ken, are you here? Oh, there he is. He turned on the camera. There we go.
You guys, can you see me?
Yeah, we can hear. Where are you? It's like super echoey.
Is it? Yeah, it's because bit of a busy day. Excuse me. I'm sorry I just hopped in on the call like that. I didn't realize we'd be live exactly at 2.
All good, buddy. Don't worry.
This is maybe, I guess, an exclusive for you guys. This is pretty exciting. So I am here in our new gallery space.
Oh, where's that? In New York, or where are you?
Yeah. So we just got our keys 2 days ago. This is
Awesome.
gallery number 2 in New York. I can give you a little tour if you want.
Go ahead. I want to see that.
On my laptop. What's that?
I definitely want to see that. I mean, I always like to tell the story since this is the first actually gallery, and when I was in this printing game that I visited your gallery in New York, the Hashimoto Contemporary.
Oh.
So this is, and I met you there, so that's like something I always cherish here, and
Sure.
yeah. So let's see the new one.
Yeah. So we just signed a lease a couple weeks ago. Just got our keys. Here, I'll just give you guys a little.
Where is it? Where is it?
Lower East Side, so pretty close to our previous location, which we're going to keep. That's going to continue to be a gallery space. I don't know where the lights are, excuse me.
All good.
Light switches. There's my partner, Jennifer.
Hey, Jen.
So right here in the Lower East Side, we're right on Ludlow Street.
Mm-hmm.
It's about a block north of, for any locals, there's this area called Dimes Square, which is sort of like a hip little part of town. It's got a bunch of cool little restaurants, Dimes and Kiki's being sort of the 2 more famous ones. But we're a block up from there, and we open our space in 2 weeks.
That's awesome. And
Yeah.
what show are you going to have on?
So this is going to be a Hashimoto contemporary space, and so our first show will be an artist named Bianca Nemilk.
Mm-hmm.
She's based here in New York. She's a painter. Absolutely amazing stuff. So really excited for that.
Okay, then tell us a little bit more about. I mean, you are basically for Spoke Art here in this terms because you work closely with them and do the art directing, or what's your job title with Spoke?
I don't know. It's mostly John's thing, to be honest with you. But he's at WonderCon right now, so I'm chiming in here. I mean, I just sort of do a little bit of creative direction, a little bit of guidance, but for the most part, I'm pretty hands off.
What's that?
For the most part, I'm pretty hands off. Actually.
Oh, okay, hands off. Okay, but on your gallery part, I mean, how many locations are there right now, and statewide?
So in New York, this is location 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're keeping our space on Rivington Street. That's going to be a different gallery. That's going to sort of more specialize in street art and pop surrealism and stuff like that. So we've got our 2 in New York. We've got 2 in San Francisco and 1 in LA. So awesome. 5 galleries spaces total.
That's I mean, you've been expanding. You've been expanding quite some time in the last year, so that's amazing. And
Sure. Well, anyone who's been around for a while remembers when it was just me in a single tiny space in San Francisco's Tenderloin neighborhood, and I was waiting tables at night and working the gallery during the day. So we've come pretty far since then.
that's awesome, man. And how like what are the plans for the future? How many locations will there be in the next year?
We'll see. I mean, honestly, it's really just about like having good people, because, when you're spread this big and spread out so thin, you have to be really dependent on people in other cities that you can trust. And that's really the biggest roadblock, because we have the artists and we have the collectors. It's really just about having people that you can sort of let watch your baby and know that everything will be okay.
What's your story in terms of the movie posters scene? You are a collector as well. I see you in the groups writing, and so what's the difference here? Do you make a difference in terms of movie posters and the art world in the way you dabble with the galleries?
I mean, they're all different things, but I don't think that. It's sort of interesting. I feel like a lot of the times, the communities are very different from each other. And like the community that I, interact with at Hashimoto is very different than, say, the community I interact with at Spoke. There is, of course, some overlap, but they do seem very different. And in many ways, they're very sort of tribal and very sort of regional, which is interesting. But for me personally, I view art the same way that I view music, right? Like, yeah, I love Fleetwood Mac, but I also love Snoop Dogg. Would those things necessarily make for a good concert together? Maybe not, but depending on the day and depending on the mood, I'll listen to one or the other, even though they are polar opposites. And I think the same can be said about art. Like much as I wouldn't want to only listen to Snoop Dogg every single day, I wouldn't want to only engage with or surround myself with a particular style or a particular movement or a particular group of artists. So, I like having an eclectic I like being able to work in all of these different fields. It keeps things sort of interesting for me. But yeah, I mean, movie posters was really sort of where I got my start. The first Wes Anderson show over 10 years ago was, our first big show. And, coming into it, I had Tyler Stout prints on my wall before I ever owned an art gallery,
That's awesome. Which, let's say, more movie poster artists would you like to see do original art?
All of them. I mean, it's, it's true. Like other than, folks like James Jean, it's very, very rare to see a movie poster artist make anything sort of in the original art realm. Muragai has been doing some pretty cool stuff lately. I'm really excited to see where he goes. I think that he has a lot of potential. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, artists get sort of so focused on the one thing that they do, which makes sense. Jazz musicians play jazz, right? But yeah, I wish we would see, more folks pick up a pen and a paper or a paintbrush, because it's really the same parts of the brain. It's just developing, the physical skills needed.
Yeah, definitely. And speaking of James Jean, I am still debating where do I get the $500 for his everything everywhere at once poster, because it is amazing. Did you see the close-up images?
I did, and if you ever bought a print either from James or from his printer Brad, that these are amazing. I mean, no one can touch quality prints like that. I mean, I don't care how good your print shop is, you are Brad. I mean, he is a lone master, and what he does is amazing.
Especially when you look at the prints, I mean, sometimes you have it that they have a sort of structure, like when you feel it, but this one, you can see it so clearly. It looks incredible what the first images are, and but yeah, I mean, 500 is a lot for a poster collector who needs to probably sell then 10 prints that are on the wall here. to
For
get
sure.
that money. But it's definitely something. If you have the money, do it, people, because this James Jean print is incredible. James and I talked about the poster for the Key Art Corner, and yeah, so glad that this has turned into a print. And I haven't seen the movie yet, but I think it's out in the States here. I think it comes at the end of April in Germany, and the movie is very great as well. One of my favorite critics has seen it, and he was saying that it is definitely top 10 material for this year. So
Yeah, I had a friend see it last week, and she said that it was. She said it was like getting slapped in the face repeatedly for 2 hours, and then walking out of the theater and being like, "Holy shit!" Like I need to
slap me
buy
again.
it. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. You guys are at WonderCon right now. You want to tell us a little bit something about that?
Yeah. So we are at WonderCon right now. We have a bunch of cool exclusives. Our Joshua Buttigieg Reservoir Dogs is going to be a pretty big one. Pretty stoked on that.
Yeah.
We've
On
got some
that
Dakota.
on that note, I can say here it is, people, and this is going to be a giveaway tomorrow. So tune in. This Joshua Buttigieg print Reservoir Dogs looks amazing. Spoke Art was kindly enough to give this one away. So tune in for that. That's number 2 you have seen today. Sorry.
No. So we've got that. We've got some new Dakota Randall stuff. I mean, it's a great looking booth. It's all on the Spoke Art website. That's on view this weekend. We've got San Diego Comic-Con coming up as well this summer. We've never done San Diego. I mean, I've been attending San Diego since the 90s, but this is our first time going in as exhibitors. So we're really, really excited for that. New York Comic-Con, of course, as always. We've got an anime show we're working on.
An anime show in terms of prints or actually
Prints,
Netflix kind
paintings,
of series?
Yep, just sort of the whole gamut, a lot of paintings, a lot of prints. That'll be in San Francisco in the summer. And then we've got some pretty cool Roxy Theater screenings coming up too. We've planned out quite a few really good ones sort of for the second half.
Can you tease the next one?
I can say that if you that for the folks who were lucky enough to pick up one of our Vertigo Paul Mann prints, you are going to be very excited for the next one that we've got coming up.
Awesome. And
I will also say that we've got a really, really great artist from the UK who you all know, and he has given us. He's doing something a little bit out of left field. I think the people who know and who are fans are going to love it. It's not a big mainstream one, but it's a classic for sure.
Okay, so it is Murugaya doing James Bond. I don't know. Okay, so same question as I asked the other guys before. What's your favorite thing that you have been releasing since a year ago that you have been on here?
Oh man, in terms of individual prints, I'm going to go to the Vertigo. I'm going to say Vertigo. That one, it's still at the printers for those who are asking. It's still at the printers. That I think is probably going to be like a 32 color screen print.
Yeah, that's a lot of colors, man.
A lot of colors. It's our most ambitious screen print yet. So that's in the works. That's one of the reasons it's taking so long. So that was probably my favorite individual release of last year. We did a museum exhibition in South Korea with Max Dalton. That was a retrospective, and Bong Joon-ho came. I mean, it's really, really cool stuff happening.
Awesome.
With that. And so,
can you talk about that a little bit, because I've just seen some images, but how do you guys do that in a different country where you don't have galleries?
Sure. So, they approached us because Max is actually very popular in Korea. He's known as Wes Anderson's artist because he's done all of the artwork for all of the different Wes Anderson books.
All right.
Including the book that we did. And so, so he's pretty popular in Korea. In fact, I actually have a Korean language translation, like printed book from Abrams of the Wes Anderson Baghdad's book, art book. The subject is popular enough that it warranted printing the entire book in Korean.
Okay.
Yeah, so the museum reached out to us super randomly. They wanted to do a Max Dalton retrospective. Their photos are online if you just look up Max Dalton Korea, and it was an amazing looking show. I mean, they covered his entire career. It was 5 or 6 huge rooms broken down thematically. The production values were insane. Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to go to attend the opening, but because of the pandemic, we couldn't. But that was probably like my favorite sort of like bigger picture project that we did last year.
Mhm. Okay, that's I mean, that's very cool stuff. Going to different countries and actually having the chance to exhibit something. So and having a chance. You've been there as well, or just from the far organizing?
I've never been to Korea. I've always wanted to go.
Okay.
Never been, always wanted to go. We just did an art fair in Mexico City a few months ago. That was awesome. And then, we've done shows in the UK, we've done shows in Paris and stuff, but I've always wanted to go out east.
And but you always know you know that Berlin is now in the cards. So if you need a hand with that, let
I
me
would love
know.
to. Yeah, for sure.
That sounds very good. So if you guys, I mean, Keir and James, you can also ask questions. It's not always about me here, but if you want to know something, because I know galleries work together in some sort of sense in that way. So let us know what's up. You got
Yeah,
questions?
I wanna pick your brains, Ken, about I can't I spoke to him recently, Pellegrino, and I can't remember his first name.
Rich,
But he
Rich.
made Rich, yeah, and he made the painting for Wes Anderson film. So is that pretty like you have to pick your own jaw up when you realise that artists that you commissioned to work that end up in actual movies that you're a fan of? Is that a bit of
Yeah.
a weird moment?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Because we had been doing this Wes Anderson art show, he had discovered Rich's work through the gallery. And in that moment, he had Wes and his team commissioned Rich to make this painting in a very Egon Schiele type of way. Rich made 3 or 4 identical versions of the same painting, if I remember correctly. One was used on screen, and I think it was Adrian Brody like punches his fist through it. Wes kept one, I got one, and I think Rich has the 4th, something like that. It's called Two Lesbians Masturbating. It is hanging in my bedroom. Not really, sort of piece that you want to.
Is that Rich's work, or is that another piece of work that you're talking about? Okay.
We've had other artists from our stable submit designs for other Wes Anderson projects. Sometimes they get accepted, sometimes they don't. But they usually sort of reach out anytime they've got something cool coming up and keep us in mind for stuff. So that's always an honor.
Yeah, that's cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So Ken, if you have to go, we understand, but you are glad to stay, obviously. And we will move over to our next guest with a new gallery. And this gallery is Celador Gallery. And Celador has some first, not some, but the first print that they have been putting out. And our guest is none other than one half of it. It is Jordan Medvin. But let me get him in here in a second here, Jordan, because Ken just left. I'm going to just move this one here and put Jordan. This should take a second here. Come on. There he is.
Howdy,
Jordan.
Hey, John.
How you doing, buddy? How's everything?
I'm good, thanks.
Can't
How are you?
complain. I can't complain, but let's talk about Celador Gallery, man. What's up? What's the deal? Where did you guys come out of nowhere? Let's hear the story.
Well, we started a few years ago, and we had to put it on the back burner a little bit. Really, we just had like a lot going on in personal lives, and we just thought we'd go full on at it when we had the time, really. And then it was sort of towards the end of 2020. Me and Mike were just like, why don't we just go for it? Like we already knew like what licenses we wanted Terminator 2 was like both of our favorite film, and we knew we only really wanted to start with Terminator 2. So luckily we got in touch with Juan, and straight away he was like, "Yep, I've always wanted to do it. Let's jump on it." And yeah, we just went full steam
Awesome.
ahead with it. Really.
Let me pull up the print here. That's the one we're talking about, Terminator 2. And Celador has been very nice to provide us with this print as a giveaway. So thank you so much, guys, for doing this. This is an incredible print. I've seen the images, and the lava is incredible. Like how it came out printed. The digital image doesn't do it justice. And I mean, Jordan, do you have one there that you can show? Yeah, that would be awesome. I think because I mean, a picture says more than 1,000 words. So no, it doesn't in this case. Let's get the video. But yeah, so is this The Office, by the way, Jordan, or?
Yes, at the minute.
There it is. That's amazing, man.
Gorgeous, honestly. Just it pops in person like it. Sorry, 2 seconds. It's like one of them where like it looks like if you turn the light off, the printer'd still shine, but it doesn't, unfortunately. But it's just really bright. But sorry, Tom. What was your,
no,
what was your
is
question,
this The Office, or is it your home? How are you guys doing this?
It's Mike's spare room at the minute, so we're doing it all from Mike's spare room right now. Yeah, we don't have an office yet. Eventually.
Oh, so
but
you're
not yet.
flatmates, or what's the situation?
No,
Oh.
we're just friends. He lives a bit further down the road from me, so yeah, he's got like a huge spare room, so we just do it in there at the minute.
Where are you guys situated?
So we're in a place called Hull in United Kingdom. It's just like a little tiny city. I think you guys, Keir and James, you guys will know.
Yeah, I'm
Hull,
not far from Hull. I'm in Manchester.
Yeah.
There, guys. That screams for a visit.
Yeah.
I have to do it. Yeah, we do. Well, I'll have to do this in person one time. Be good fun. We'll even host it. You can come to ours and do it live.
There you go. There you go. But so how long have you been collecting in the scene, and or which print did you get into the scene?
God, I started collecting. I think I was about 21. I think the first 2 prints I bought was the Batman '89 print by Patrick Connon and Joker's Favour by Phantom City Creative. There was the very first 2 I ever bought, and since then, like I've got a huge. You know what it's like, this game. It's just like you've got, even the ones you don't display, you just buy them, put them in a wallet, and they just collect dust. Like I've literally just today got Rory Curtis Drive print framed. It's been in a folder for like 5 years. I've just been sat on it. So
You don't want that.
it's
You
like,
need to
but-
just send that to
Yeah,
me. You don't really want that one. Yeah.
It's a gorgeous one.
That's I'm sorry. What was the first print? Was it the Rory Kurtz one, or did you?
No, sorry. I
good.
was going on a bit of a tangent. No, my first print, what got me into collecting, was Batman '89 by Patrick Connon.
I know
Have
which
you
one
seen
you're talking
it? Yeah, that one, and Joker's Favour by Phantom City
about.
Creative.
Awesome. But by the way, James, what was your first? Keir?
I think it was Issa and Fader. Return of the King, maybe?
That was the first one? Okay, interesting. When was it? When was it coming out?
I can't remember. I think I got it on the aftermarket even, so I'm not sure.
Oh, okay.
I
So
couldn't say for sure. Yeah, I probably have to look through the.
Keir did grab his, I guess.
I've got mine. Mine was up on the wall. I saw this in a gallery in Manchester, and I loved it. But they spelled my name wrong. Yeah, they spelled it like Kieran rather than Keir. But yeah, this is my first one, and I always make sure I have it framed because it's awesome.
Who did it?
Drew, and I can't remember his last name. It's really awkward
not-
name.
not
But it's Drew,
Millward.
not Drew. I don't know. No, I can't read his signature either. But yeah, I remember seeing it and being like, "That is awesome." And then I went on Instagram and just started typing in posters, like movie posters.
Mhm.
And then I found Mondo, and I was like, "Well, this is actually a thing, right? Okay."
When was that? When was that?
That would have been about 2000 and like probably 2013, 2012, something like that. Yeah.
That's been a minute.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember it was about 45 quid, and I remember thinking, oh, that's a lot of money to spend on a poster.
Hey man,
Which it really.
I'm thinking about
really
James Jean
isn't.
500, so it's okay.
You know, so yeah, but just saw it and just fell in love immediately. Like, because I've always had like a like for design and stuff, but you know, just being kind of a working class kid, it's not something you're encouraged to pursue, that sort of thing. Yeah, but
For me,
yeah, loved it.
for me, it was around 2015 or so because I like design, but then I saw the first posters and there were so much, and I was still a student back then, and I didn't have the money to actually buy some posters, and then I had I took all the images, like all the Mondo ones and stuff like that, because I love those and other ones, and I put them I printed them out as photos. I printed them all out, so on photo papers, and I put them all on the door, like color wise. I coordinated everything so it fits together, like I do now. So, but we the actual print. So, yeah. But that was like, I don't know, 2015, 2014, 2015, and then in 2016, when I actually made some more money, my first print was the timed edition of Ferguson's Star Wars triptych, the one with the ships, and yeah, this was the first print that came up. So, and that's one of them I will never sell or anything. If anything happens, these ones have to stay because this is how it all started. And now we're here talking about galleries and posters and prints by actual people that make them. So that's really great. But Jordan, let's get back to you. What's your goal for the gallery? Where do you guys want to go?
We want to get to the point where it's like our full-time job, I guess. Like at the minute, we're after hours, we're still working full-time. We're just getting everything sent out after. Yeah, to the point where we're doing countless prints, a print a week, print every couple of weeks. Yeah, open our own gallery. We want to just, yeah, make it our full-time thing, definitely.
How was it for you guys working on the first print? I mean, what's your day job? Do you have anything to do with art, or who does the art directing here on this one, or how does it work with you guys?
Well, to be fair, it's both. So in my day job, I'm a gas engineer. So it's something completely different to what
Is that where the money is
this
right
is,
now?
obviously.
Gas and stuff?
Yeah, you know,
if you're the one selling it, it is, that's for sure.
But yeah, generally it's sort of both of us. So we don't really make many decisions without each other. We both like sit through obviously who we think is going to work best for each next project. Again, with one when we first started this one, I'd say the process probably took about that. Sorry, that was your question, on it, like sort of how the process started and stuff.
Yeah. How was working with Juan, and how are you guys doing it in terms of, like, because I know James, for example, he comes from the art world, so I think that's definitely an interesting fit with the gallery doing the art directing. But I was wondering, how was it for you guys?
Yeah, so we found, because obviously we both collect posters ourselves, so I think we've got quite a good eye. Considering I'm not like the best drawer in the world, I've sort of found like we've had a good eye so far, like of matching, even though we've got nothing really we can announce yet. A good eye when it comes to like matching the right artists with the right properties. And obviously, I mean, T2, you've seen the scene what it's based on, so we just knew from the beginning one was perfect for it. Like, he's someone who like uses light to blow his images up, really. So we knew that having the lava bit at the end. And as soon as we spoke to Juan at first, we was like getting ideas down, and we both, like me, Mike, and Juan said the same thing. Like, it's got to be the scene at the end when he's like getting dropped down into the lava. But yeah, Juan's been spot on. The process was pretty good making it. It took quite a long time, actually. We was sort of ready. We thought we'd be ready to sell it like by the September, October time. And then we got like another curveball thrown at us, and they said like it's too close to Juan's likeness again. You've got to go back to the drawing board with it. And then we had to sit through approvals again, and it got there again. So Arnie owns the likeness to his.
It just sounds so weird.
Yeah, so it was you could barely see it. Like, I mean, on this one you can still tell it's him, obviously, but yeah, it was just a little bit too close. I think you could see a bit of his nose or something. And it was like, oh, come on, like. But we got there in the end. But Juan's awesome. You guys have worked with Juan, right? Yeah, well, Juan's ace, just really nice guy. Just Yeah, straight to it is.
Yep.
It is,
And
yeah.
I mean, he has been doing the part for the book, and I really appreciate that he did that. And the Lighthouse print that he did for the book is just amazing, and it turned out so well. And yeah, so I can't wait till people have that in hand. So that's going to be awesome. And did I ask that already? Can you tease what's the next one?
Not really. So Terminator 1's coming eventually. We can sort of, even though it's not properly started yet, it's
Also by
definitely
Juan,
coming next
by
year.
Mr. Juan Dalf, or
One again, yeah. Yeah, one's going to be doing Terminator 1 with us again. That'll be next year at some point. We have 2 more projects coming this year. Well, hopefully, providing we're not getting stuff sent back again. Yeah, we can't really announce them yet because it's too early. Unfortunately, like it's not the first approval's not gone through. So yeah, it's a bit hush hush at the minute.
It's so
Unfortunately,
difficult,
I
isn't
can't,
it? Like
say
when
much
you
more.
know, like you're kind of a good way down the road, but you can't announce it just in case because of that approval.
Exactly.
It's really tricky. You're like so excited about it, but you're like, oh, gotta hold myself back.
It is. It's so annoying. It's just like you want to like you just want to. My fingers itching all the time, ready to like. At the minute, Alfie's just got the Terminator poster on, and a bit of people are just sick of seeing this poster now. It's just like all we can talk about.
Every time I see it, I love it. Like I'll be entering the competition to try and win it. Probably, if not, I'll grab one.
Brilliant. Thank you.
so. What would your co-partner say in this case in terms of what has been his highlight of the last year?
You know what, we were talking about this the other day, and obviously getting him in hand finally was great. But I think like the high point so far has been when that first approval finally went through, and it was like, yep, we can go send it to the printers now, like full steam ahead. Like I was camping with my girlfriend, so I was where was I? I think I was in Girlfland, so I was asleep in the van. And she woke me up. She was like, Jordan, Mike's just text, look, and then sent me the email and stuff. And I think that was like the happy. That was when it was like, God, it's finally happening. Like we're finally getting our first poster out. Like after years of collecting, it's you guys will know. Obviously, doing your own, it's just such a good feeling getting that first one out. Like God, I'm finally doing what I started collecting all those years ago.
Yeah, it takes so long, doesn't it? And that it's like constantly like in your shoulders for 6 months, and then you're like, oh, and then you're like, oh, I gotta tell them now.
Yeah, it's always tough, you know, the first one, and then the second one gets a little bit easier, but
It does not.
it does not. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm talking for myself, I guess here. So
Just before release, like every single time, I just like it's horrible.
sweating.
Just before you put a release
Yeah,
out, you're like, it could be like release 21 or whatever, but it feels the same. Like,
James is always like, oh, we're not gonna sell any. We're just not. No one's gonna buy it.
No.
And then fortunately, they all go. He was wrong.
yeah, thank goodness.
Alrighty.
Sorry.
So I wanted to move on to our next guest here, but you're welcome to stay, obviously, Jordan, and you can chime in. You guys can always ask questions as well. It's not just me, but our next guest is from Moon Island Art, all the way from Japan. In the middle of the night, he woke up, but the only thing he needs to do is turn on his camera so we can see him, and there he is, Mr. Ruslan Soynok. Did I pronounce it right?
Yeah, good morning or good evening. I don't know what should I say. It's can you hear me, by the way?
We can hear you perfectly fine, man. How you doing, man?
It's all good. It's all good, apart from the fact that it's like 3:48 a.m. in the morning and I managed to wake up like 20 minutes ago. I think it's all good.
That's
It's a happy birthday. It's a happy
Thank
birthday
you.
for our Drop Mac official. We could not, just miss that, and we could definitely not say no. So yeah, super happy to join.
That's awesome, man. So this is crazy. I mean, this is dedication. You being here at this time, and I really appreciate it. But let's talk about Moon Island Art. I mean, first off, you don't sound Japanese to me, and you don't sound.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So
No, not Japanese at all.
what's the
I'm
deal?
actually, originally I'm from Russia. I'm living in Japan for last 8 years. My core business has nothing to do with art or anything related to posters. It's just that, I always liked posters, even though, comparing to all of you, I might have, a little bit less art on the walls.
This one is my bedroom.
Yeah. I know.
But
Yeah, so I've been surrounded by posters since I was like 3 or 4 when my mom gave me the first few posters, and then
what
I
was the first
was,
one?
collecting since then. My first one was something with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I actually don't remember because I was very little. I just remember like liking Arnold Schwarzenegger
Was it
and like,
with Cyrillic lettering, or what was it like?
oh yes, all my first posters till, I don't know, till
That's
maybe I was
see
like
that's
a teenager.
that's why I had to get the Kurosawa flick, Desu Uzala. That's why I had to get it. Actually, or I wish I had to get it. I got it in Japanese later. But there is the Patreon version with the Cyrillic letters because this has been a Russian movie. I mean, it was all filmed there. The film wasn't totally in Russian. And I heard Kurosawa was on set all day with a translator and filming this thing
Oh
in
yes.
Russian, which is crazy. Check something about this movie out if you wanna. If you love Star Wars, check this one out as well because this is a really great movie. But yeah, going back to your collection.
Yeah. So yeah, like just like during, I think it was just around COVID, during COVID, as many other people, you would think like, okay, is there anything I can do with the free time and things like that. So for me, it was, let's just start, art gallery and see what happens, kind of thing. And I always say, we, where in reality it's like me, myself, and I. It just sounds better when you say we. You feel better, kind of. But then, yeah. So it's I just run it as a side project. It's not really to drive money or revenue. It's just to kind of keep the juices flowing for the next poster. So we sell one, we just get the money, we sell the second poster, and that's what we do.
And I mean,
So I would not call maybe myself like a gallery. It's more like a micro gallery if I compare with the with the friends around me.
and but how I mean, how many posters have you released? This is like 4 or 5, or how many was it so far? 'Cause there's been a
Well,
couple.
what we actually have small commissions in Japan, which we only do like within
Oh,
Japan
okay.
in the JP auctions. So, but like for many reasons, it's either very small commission. There is issues with copyright and things like that. So that's why we don't really post anything on that. From what we sell worldwide, I think we should have around like 7 or something.
Okay.
We have 2 screen prints. Everything else is Giclare.
I mean, hey, what's wrong with that? I'm not opposed to that, so it's all good. And yeah, how about we're gonna talk, or are we gonna let the cat out of the bag and release
let's do that.
something really, really great because you have been so kind, and this will also be one of them. Which one do you want to give away? Let's put that out. The rag or the variant?
Well, because it's your second
Oh
birthday,
my lord!
we will go ahead with one each.
Oh, you're too kind. I really appreciate that. That's really nice. So let's get this one to see to show to all the people here. This is the print, the Return of the Living Dead print by, who is it, Ruslan?
Well, I was kind of hoping to get some kind of expertise from here,
James, it's
after
you,
all
buddy.
your reviews. Yeah, but then, yeah, it's okay. I thought James will guess that one fast. So I don't know what happened there.
Maybe,
I've only
But
got a
anyway,
tiny
it's a
screen.
let's give him a chance. But do you see
No.
it, James, or not?
I've only got it on a little tiny screen. I can't guess. I got the movie.
Well-
and let's say that. Right. Oh, it looks.
It's a Return of the Living Dead by Phantom City Creative. It's one of my favorite artists, and yeah, I think you should just show it.
Yep, it's
just a
already up
beautiful
there.
poster.
People see it. It's an amazing print. The details on this one look incredible, and that's a really awesome print. And I wasn't sure who it was. When I saw it, because Ruslan emailed this one to me, and I thought it was Matt Ryan Tobin, but it wasn't. But I mean, it was at least Canada, so not that far.
Does a
off.
lot on black, doesn't he? So I can see why you'd say that. Like,
Yeah, especially if you're gonna see the next one, you will definitely know why I was thinking this one, because the variant comes not in green, it comes in a cool red, which looks incredible, and this version made me think of, oh, this must be Matt Ryan. So But yeah, this is an incredible print, and yeah, let's talk about this a little bit more. I'm gonna pull Ruslan up, guys. You can see it only for a second. We're gonna post it tomorrow, and obviously Moon Island has to post it as well. We forced their hands a little bit here, but Ruslan,
Yeah.
let's talk about this print. How what's the story behind it? How did you get in touch? And size, edition size, and so on and so on.
Yeah, actually, when it comes to get in touch, it was kind of interesting because we got contacted by the guys from the Living Dead Media because they just liked our profile and all the daily posting, and they just
That's awesome.
said like maybe you want to do something. Yeah, then it was of course we wanted to have like by that time we already sold few posters, so we were like, okay, so let's try screen print. We were getting a little bit more comfortable, with kind of understanding the market. And yeah, so decided, okay, let's go bigger format, full scale. I think we have, maybe had like 5, 6 kind of candidates for the print, because it's also like you don't want just to go ahead and kind of, okay, please Phantom City Creative, let's do a poster with us. We wanted to see like which artists also would be very interested in the in the Return of the Living Dead. But then we knew that actually Justin and Paige are fan of the movie, so somehow Phantom City was always in the short list. Then we just worked on both sides, and we just went ahead and did the brief. That's another thing is just maybe a little bit interesting with Moon Island. We always do physical media brief, so the brief is delivered on paper.
Oh, that's nice.
Together with the custom made soundtrack on the mini disc, and by doing that, we just make sure that like artist is 100% kind of concentrated and pays maximum creativity juices. So yeah, that's kind of little thing.
That's
And,
awesome. Can you
it's,
show us? Can you show us one? How does it look like? You have one close by?
Yeah, of course. Just give me a moment.
Sure. I mean, that's
I was not ready for that one.
it's all good. I mean, that's the exciting stuff. Changing the iPad here, I guess, and the camera. Or did he disconnect? No, he did not.
Are you still here?
There you are. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think I don't know how, like in Japan it's actually was quite common. So that's a mini disc, and
They
that's,
still do that? That's crazy.
yeah, in Japan we still do that. Like we
I remember I had when I was like 12, 11, 12, I had a mini disc player back in the day.
I mean, it is kind of that format, of course. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that in Japan it's still relatively popular, so it's
That's
quite normal
cool.
to have.
But yeah,
What were we talking about? Yeah. So and then later with with Justin and Paige, like you don't really have to, like they are so creative, they are so like, yeah, you just give them brief. They came back with few ideas, but that one was like exactly what we wanted. So what we wanted to go with is like this, if you remember the original poster for the for the movie,
Mhm.
actually there was not enough budget and not enough time for the I think it was Ramsey, the artist, to create the poster. And if you actually look at it, it's a cool artwork, but it has very kind of little connection to the movie itself. So we always wanted to have that like iconic kind of, what could be the iconic VHS cover, or the poster, if we would need to do key art again, being in like 1985, what would that look like? So yeah, that was kind of the vibe and the idea.
That's awesome. I mean, it turned out really well, and I think this would gather a Hobson approved, right?
100% Hobson approved.
Oh,
Stay creative as
that is
well.
so good to hear. That is so
There-
good to hear. By the
there
way,
we go.
I think I have watched all of your reviews of the. Yeah, I think I'm your biggest fan actually. Mind you.
Oh,
There you go. That's awesome, man. We really appreciate you watching all of those. I mean, that's always like our goal to have like to entertain the people and actually give you guys some information about some releases. I think some people were really excited that we did or that we covered the Journey print by Courtney Martin, and I think that led to a couple of sales for her, so that's pretty cool. And yeah, so this one, I hope this one does well for you. And this, what's the edition size on this one?
Yeah, I forgot to say that. Actually, it's rather a small edition run, so we will do 150 for the regular and 100 pieces for the variant.
So
Both printed by VJ Kids.
Oh, okay, yeah. That would be my next question. How's the printing in Japan, by the way, then?
Oh, actually, yeah, I should not say always. Like we always print in, all our few posters printed in Japan. The difference we had to go here is because of the, how detailed is the artwork, because it's not common, in Japan to go to like that level of resolution and density for the screen print. So that's why, it's this time was like, oh, like we were printing it and it was not really coming through. So it was a little bit like also delay in the actual launch because we had to actually move to a different printer. That was a little bit scary. But yeah, it turned out well. So
how is the scene in Japan, by the way? Can you talk about a little bit more about that? Because I've seen a couple people in the Facebook groups from Japan and like Asia and that part of the world. But how's the scene there?
I mean, in my view, the scene is definitely growing, in Asia and especially in Japan. It has, maybe similar to Europe, it has very like a traditional customer base, kind of like, similar age. It's people, I would say 35, 45 kind of, and, more. But now it started to change with more like new people coming into this because people started to hear like Mondo, Bottleneck, and then this drives kind of attention. And yeah, so I could see a lot of like new Instagram profiles and not just collectors who had been collecting for like 15 years, but like new people coming. There is no big galleries really, which is comparable in size. So it's mainly like little print houses here and there. So it's not, yeah. I'm talking about screen print.
Okay. And what would you say? But yeah, we talked about the first poster that you got. But what would you say is your highlight in terms of your own gallery the last year or year and a half since you've been releasing posters?
Yeah, the highlights. It's like similar to what guys said before. It's like every time you do new project, you think like, oh my god, like is this going to work? Is someone's going to buy this? And like, yeah, so it's been like that with every single project, especially this one. But it's also fun, you also meet a lot of good people in the hobby. So I met a lot of people through that group on Facebook. I think also that's how I kind of met James, who helped a lot with his wisdom and expertise. So yeah,
that's awesome.
For me, the highlight is probably the community.
Yeah, I mean it is. I mean that's. I think in my book, actually, the first page actually says, "This is for the community." It says something in there. So yeah, the book, Film on Canvas book, is definitely for you guys out there. Without you guys, I would be nothing, and it would be fun actually to to do these things. But you always watch them, even though sometimes they're 3 hours long, and it's such a pleasure to hang out with you guys in some form, and especially also this form. So in the chat, thank you again, guys, that you're here and doing this. The other guys in the room, do you have questions for Ruslan?
Yeah, well, I was going to ask something about the screen printing, but you already asked it, so I don't really have any interesting questions myself. Sorry, Tom. Maybe James or just.
Do you have?
I can give you. Sorry,
Ruslan. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to give you. I wanted to give you like a random fact about the gallery. So every print which is not a screen print has a secret code inside the print, where if you find, for first 5 people who find it, we either give a secret variant edition or we give, a free delivery or coupon. So, and I can tell you that for none of the prints we had 5, so we have less per print on all of them. So, if you pay a little bit more attention to your print, and maybe if you have like a microscope or something, like we would be happy to hear your submissions anytime.
That is awesome. That's like J.J. Abrams level details and stuff.
Did somebody find one at least, or was there not anything yet?
Oh yes, I think we have, except one print, we actually have at least one per print.
All right. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, that's really exciting. So, but they are under NDA, not to tell anything.
I would not say anything.
I mean that.
Is it still any from like years ago then, where people still haven't found it?
Well, we actually started to talk about this just recently. It's just that people don't really know this, because I was kind of nervous to just shout it on the main page, and then I was afraid that I will be like getting emails from people, where is my code? So yeah, starting to create awareness about that just step by step.
Awesome. That's really great.
It's like Ready Player One, Easter eggs and stuff.
That's the level of dedication we want for this printmaking. We are going over to our next guest, and it's only one this time because personal problems got in the way for our other guest. But I mean, you've been seeing them last week, which is not last week, yesterday. James Henshaw from Vice Press is here with us, and Ruslan, you can stay on. You don't have to go, buddy.
Staying, listening, paying attention.
Okay, but I pulled you up. You're still here. It's just a Skype window now.
Okay.
Be here, buddy.
Guten Abend, Tom.
Guten Abend. See, there you go. We talked about it yesterday. We had some pillow talk, and then about the German knowledge here.
Mein Deutsch is nicht so good.
He's doing so well. He's actually doing pretty well.
That's it. We've done. We've now reached the kind of capacity of my memory when it comes to my German GCSE. I could probably bash it. I think I can read German quite well. Like when we went to Nat's brother, when he was still with us, he was in the military in Germany, and when we went over there, it was quite surprising how much I remembered when we were over there. And I remember going into a Starbucks and making an effort to try and order. I like chai tea, so I was trying to order a chai tea in German, and she turned around and she was like, "So you're trying to say you want a grande chai tea?" I'm like, "Yes, please, thank you." And she was just, and I'm like, I really tried. Yeah. I really tried. You didn't have to be so condescending with me.
I mean, where was that? In which part of Germany?
That was in Düsseldorf.
I would just say don't say Berlin. Düsseldorf.
No.
Okay. They all. It's like it's okay. It's okay. It's West Germany. I'm from East Germany. That's where nice people are from. No, I'm kidding, but
no. We would like to. Berlin's somewhere where we really want to go. We do want to visit. I think when we're all kind of when COVID has become a little bit less restrictive in terms of built up public areas, I think it's on the list to it's on one of the cities to visit.
Yeah, you better say the word, man.
Yeah, we will. How's everyone doing? You having a good show so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. We got some really interesting bits from the new guys, the newer galleries here. So that's really interesting to hear something about how things happen over there. But what's going on with Vice Press? I mean, since we've doing the open channel, it's not so much about prints anymore. It's more about the fun stuff we like to talk about.
Yeah, but, general wiffle waffle. We don't really need to. It's kind of I think without speaking on behalf of Florrie and Matt, we don't really want to kind of the open channel stuff. We really kind of don't really want those to kind of be a commercial kind of flogging posters kind of thing anymore. It's just an opportunity for us to kind of have a chat and for folks to ask us questions. And apologies, I'm being super rude. James Keir, really good to see you. I hope you're doing really well. It's been a while, I think, since we've said hello. Jordan, yeah, probably on those. Jordan, how are you doing, man? You all right? I'm loving the leopard print the leopard print top. There's a whole Carol Baskin vibe thing that you've got
Carol
you've
Baskin.
going on at the moment. I think you're giving Kate Mckinnon a bit of a run for her money at the moment.
How's that show?
In a good way. I enjoyed it. We finished watching it yesterday, me and Nat. We've enjoyed it. I mean, I liked it. Has anyone else watched the Joe versus Carol thing on Peacock?
I thought it was weird. So
No,
so
sorry.
the promo was weird, but so I didn't start watching it. But is it worth a watch?
Yeah, I mean there's I mean me and Nat Natalie, my wife, there's a very small part of a Venn diagram where there's stuff that we actually enjoy together. So that's kind of one of the things. So when we find something we enjoy, we'll watch it all quite very quickly. And you've got to take it with a pinch of salt, right? Kate Mckinnon is brilliant in absolutely everything that she's in. I've kind of got a bit of a soft spot for her. She was the only thing worth watching in that Ghostbusters movie, as far as I'm concerned. The guy that played Joe Exotic was really good. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He was in Hedwig and the Angry Inch, I think. He was very good in that. I can't remember his name. But the whole kind of, but then there were some ropey kind of, they kind of got some bigger names in supporting roles that were kind of phoning it in, I think. But overall, it was very funny. I think it was mostly made up, but it was quite enjoyable. It doesn't add anything. If you watch the Tiger King TV series, it doesn't add anything beyond that.
Okay.
But it was fun. So if you're kind of looking for something that's going to, I guess, challenge you or add anything beyond that, it's not for you. But if you just want something that's mind-numbing and that you can kind of enjoy while you kind of have a glass of wine or, you know, a cup of tea or whatever, it's worth a watch. But
All right.
yeah, that's my review. 3 stars.
3 stars. There you go. You heard it here first.
It's not Henshaw approved then. For that reason.
Oh no, I would say it's approved. You know, I have a very low bar when it comes to, you know, there is right. Okay.
What was it yesterday again? The show we talked about yesterday. You watched and I watched too. You. It was you.
Yeah. I really like you. So that's set in. So yeah, because that's set in London in season 4. Because obviously Charlotte Ritchie's been cast, and I was like, oh, okay, it's good for her to be being cast in a big American show, but it seems like it's actually being shot over here. Anyway, regardless, yeah, no, you know, I have things when I kind of look at something. You're gonna have something that's, I guess, gonna be a very well made, and it's gonna be a critical darling, and you're gonna be able to kind of pull it apart and kind of really enjoy it and kind of how it's made and scripted and stuff like that. Stuff Tom likes, black and white, foreign language. There you go. Right? That kind of
stuff. Come
on.
I always do foreign language for you guys.
An auteur. This is an auteur film. If it's not on the top row on Netflix, then it's 100% for Tom. But you know, there's some stuff that you just want to be kind of quite mind numbing and quite fun, and as long as it's well made, like the Adam Project.
I just watched this 3-hour Indian movie, which was mind numbing. So
yeah, well, yeah, but yeah, exactly. But like, you know, some things you just want to have silly fun. This is something me and Florrie talk about a lot. Like the Adam Project on Netflix. That's silly fun, right? That's a 3-star film, but it's good fun. There's nothing. It's going to be forgotten in a year, but it's probably, arguably, one of the better films that Netflix have made. It's.
I think you need to clarify your scoring system, because I go off IMDb, which is out of 10. So 3 stars would be relatively low, wouldn't it?
6. Yeah, I mean, maybe if you double it, it's 6 out of 10.
I work on mine's out of 5.5.
Yeah. 5.5. What is this?
So that's my system. So we work out of so it's 3 out of 5.5.
So it's Ghostbusters 5.5, and then everything else is built 5 and below. Is that how it works? Yeah.
Everything is probably 5.0. Ghostbusters 5.5.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters and Empire Strikes Back. They're
right. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's where they are.
There you go.
And finally, Ruslan, it's a pleasure to meet you. How are you? You well?
Pleasure to meet you. You know, as you are also guest of the podcast, I think I know a lot about you and the story about Vice Press. So I was also quite impressed and inspired by Vice Press story. So yeah, I could watch the videos and I could see like, okay, these are the things I should learn and these are the things we should take. So yeah, nice to meet you finally.
Thank you. No, it's very kind. Anyway, sorry, I'm waffling. I've kind
Hey,
of just
man,
realised I've kind of come
that's
in and
what
done
this
what I
is for.
normally do, and that's just steamrolled what everyone's kind of doing.
No worries. I mean, we want to catch you off guard here. At least the Great Movie Show wants to, and he wants to know what are the prints that Matt is going to release soon. But Matt is in the chat and says, sorry, his child is sick. So yeah, we know that. Sadly, he couldn't make it though. And yeah, so any release notes on Matt? I mean, you're a professional to do that. I think Matt would do that in a heartbeat to say what it is.
Yeah, we've got there's one thing that I can't tell you about because it's reliant on something else. We do have this. Yeah, so what have we got? There's an American Werewolf in London. He's doing American Werewolf in London. I think that's in final approvals. And again, we've got releases planned now every week right through till September, I think.
That's crazy.
And for those of you that don't know, so Vice Press is now my full-time job. Prior to this year, I did have a full-time job as well as Vice Press, and Vice Press is now my full-time job as well. And we've kind of there's always been a balance. There's always been a limitation in terms of what we can do, but we've kind of now not got that limitation. And we've kind of got a really healthy schedule coming through. Yeah, the interesting thing, the thing that we're always kind of balancing out is it's quite easy for us to always have the opportunity to fall back on, oh, Matt can do that, Matt can do that, Matt can do that. And as much as Matt loves to do most of the titles we have, we also like to work with as many different artists. And we're trying to make a bit of a conscious effort to do is to find other artists and work with other artists. There's an artist called James Basima who's working on something for us at the moment. Ryan Shoemate we're working on something with, and I'm not being rude by forgetting names. My memory is terrible.
Ryan Shoemate, happy birthday, my friend. If you're listening right now, his birthday was yesterday as well.
And also, if they mention their names, it really puts pressure on them to actually kind of do their sketches and
especially
finish
with
things
Brian, especially.
and send things through. No, I'm joking. So he has. We've got two things on the docket with Matt lined up. One of them is an American Werewolf in London. It's what's the best way to describe it? It's a bit of a departure from how he's done. What's it akin to? It's not really akin to
scary?
anything. It's cool. I like it. It's very good. It's same as kind of like with how Flori's doing things, is developing how he's kind of working stuff and bits and bobs like that. With but then there's a couple of other licenses that we've picked up this week, and both Matt and Flori and a couple of other artists are working on those. So Matt has got a couple of things coming out, but then we also have things coming out by other artists: James Basima, Flori, Kendra Hope, Juan Ramos, John Alvin, Tom Whalen, Drew Struzan, something else, Andrew Swainson's Jaws, Greg Staples, Drew Millward, and a few, to name a few. Mark Bell's got something coming out soon with us as well. Patrick Connon this week. Something else.
Okay.
So yeah,
okay.
Different names.
That's awesome. So same question as for the other ones that have been here. What was your favorite release in the last year?
Oh, that we've done or that anyone's done?
Both.
Oh,
give me one and one.
Oh, that's really hard.
I know. Shout out to Matt, by the way. He's watching. He's in the chat, so that's really.
Oh, good. Is there to make sure I don't say anything I shouldn't.
Yeah, I guess so.
My favorite poster that we've done, I'm not going to say 2021. I'm just because the thing that I can remember, my favorite post that we've done recently is George Bletsis's Scott Pilgrim. I really love that poster. I love that poster a lot, especially the foil. We've been experimenting with different foils a lot, and the oh god, the rainbow foil. We used rainbow foil on that one, and that one just looks majestic. I'm trying to, when I get some time, I'm going to take some proper photographs of everything that we've had done recently, because something I'm conscious about and I'm sure some of the other gallery guys here know, when you put something up on the website or on Instagram and things like that, it never really does the prints justice, especially with some of the more intricate printing techniques that you've been doing. We've been doing a lot of spot varnish, we've been doing a lot of foils, but not your traditional foils. In terms of just kind of its foil underlay or whatever, we've kind of been incorporating it into the art and things along those lines, and you kind of using it almost as a as an extra color or an effect, I guess, to a degree. So I think definitely that Scott Pilgrim, in terms of what we've done. I'm trying to think of what other galleries have done as
Great.
well.
Matt is just putting that in the ring. He says June by Akiko Sternberger. So I didn't think he was really loving it, but he says he loves it. Proper poster.
Did Matt a $550 AP?
Yep, that's right. that's the James Jean money.
Yeah, no, we've spoken about that one a lot. That one's really very good. Oh God.
So is Akiko going to do a Vice Press poster?
Oh, I'd love to. Again, it tends to be Matt that reaches out to the artists generally, and then kind of once we've kind of got a bit of a buy-in, I'll have a conversation with them about how we work and rates and contracts and things like that. But yeah, no, we'd love to. I'm just trying to think outside of Vice Press, and it's really weird. Well, not weird, but it's strange, because since we do Vice Press, and I don't mean this negatively, so please don't take it negatively. I guess you become so embroiled in what you're doing yourself, you kind of don't notice as much what other people do as often.
Hey, that's why I do these shows, man.
Yeah, I know, and I think and I really kind of should kind of get back in, because then when you're looking for artists and things like that, and you kind of milling around and bits and bobs along those lines. So yeah, no, I've not. Oh, I'm gonna have to Google in a sec, have a look, because there are ones that I've seen. There are ones that I've seen for sure, and I've just kind of missed them. But I think part of that is because when I used to, because I do collect posters, but when you used to kind of go through Mondo and Bottleneck and all of the galleries that kind of do it in artists individually in APs and things, and when I go to Thought Bubble, I'll always mill around and I'll always try and pick up some bits and bobs and buy stuff and things like that. Now what I tend to do, now the stuff that I have on the wall tends to be the stuff that we do, because we put out so many posters that I like myself, because generally that's what we kind of aim to do, stuff that we like and we want up on the wall, that I don't kind of have that need to have stuff. So if it has to kind of jump out. I know what I liked. That there was the Matt Griffin. Matt Griffin did a really good Batman poster for the Batman.
Yeah.
That was really good. I really liked that.
Matt is also chiming in from the chat. He's saying the best one Vice Press has done.
Oh God, I wish I'd never bloody mentioned
They Live
it
by Flory and Paul Mann's Flash Gordon.
Oh, that's very kind of him. It would have been the easy answer to say. I was trying to avoid saying 2001 by Matt Griffin or Gabbs's American Werewolf in London. I was deliberately trying. They were my cop-out answers if I couldn't think of anything else.
Fair enough. I mean, the American Werewolf one got far in the tournament, so that's really great. But by the way, speaking of the tournament, let me grab something while somebody else is talking, maybe.
I mean, there's Andrew Swainson's Jaws was very good. The thing is, it's kind of you kind of run in. There's that many different things. Let me have a bit of a mooch on here. I'm just gonna have a gander because I feel like I'm forgetting something. that I really shouldn't forget.
But here, this is for all the people. Because we do every year for the ones that don't know, we do poster of the year tournament, and this is going out. I actually bought the packages to send it out today, and this is the camera doesn't focus perfectly, but you all know this poster probably. And yeah, it's the poster of the year 2020 for Drops Movie Poster Podcast.
For Matt's Empire.
Here for you guys, because you have a different camera.
That's very nice. So why are they getting a relay button?
That's the golden poster tube, my friend.
Joking.
Unbelievable. But yeah, that's this one here. And the
You
other
should have
one,
a ceremony every year where you knight the artist with it on the shoulders.
I got the idea
exactly.
from,
No, just
Oh, I
pass
thought
it
you was
on.
going to
and
say,
that's
I
it.
got-
I thought you was going to say, Keir, where one had to run up towards the other one and
I
pass it
had
on
the
that way.
idea from your
Nice.
poster talk. This is Tag Peter's Alien that won the last year, 2021. So
Oh, yeah,
you
cool.
guys can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
as well.
I can just imagine someone giving it to Matt and then Matt being, I'm not running anywhere. I'm not running. I'm keeping this.
Yeah,
Sorry, it's
and-
a terrible Matt Ferguson impression, but anyway.
But yeah, this idea came from you because you always gave out the golden poster tube here.
Yeah, it was an idea. While that didn't last very long, did the one sheet showdown. But it's something I'd like to start again.
Oh, what was the one?
Did you
sheet
guys do
showdown?
that? I think you did that, right?
Yeah. So yeah,
That sounds like something that like a kitchen towel company
yeah,
would do.
yeah. One sheet does
Like
quite
how much fluid can you wipe with one sheet?
Yeah. No, I did it with SG posters and Tom. And yeah, it was just basically just chatting about posters, but doing it kind of a movie fight style where you would contend with each other. And you would
So-
argue about
yeah,
what was
okay,
best. And then
cool.
when you won the one sheet showdown golden poster tube.
Oh no.
I did 2 episodes and then got sidetracked by running a gallery. There
Hey,
you go.
happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is all some great stuff. So you guys can also ask James some questions. As I said, it's not all me. So if it's your chance to ask now.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, how is it going with like Sideshow? And is that a difficult sort of taking them into consideration all the time, like when it comes to edition sizes and things, or is...
That's a very good question. So this has kind of come up a couple of times because a couple of people have asked us about they've asked us why aren't we working with Bottleneck anymore? We are working with Bottleneck. That's not kind of Sideshow hasn't replaced Bottleneck. In fact, we've got 2 releases coming up with Bottleneck soon. So I think there's just been a bit of confusion there. So Sideshow really is Sideshow. They just wholesale from us essentially. They're a retailer, so it's no different from like Hot Toys releasing a Hot Toys toy and then Sideshow selling that Hot Toys toy. So we do take them into consideration when we have the edition size, because it means that we marginally would increase the edition to take them into consideration so that we've perhaps got enough there, but not massively so. And the relationship with them is very good. They're very easy to work with. They seem to have a really solid customer base. It's very good for us because we're not alienating our own customers, because their customers, generally 80% of their customers, are customers that don't know about us and never heard about us before. So it's not as if we're selling to customers who already know who Vice Press are and who already buy from Vice Press and things along those lines. We're having a conversation the other day about how we perhaps swung the pendulum a little bit too far one way, and maybe we just need to look at how we do that, how we kind of consider releases more in terms of, okay, so some perhaps are more suited to Bottleneck and Vice Press, some are better suited to Sideshow and Vice Press, some are better suited to all 3, some are better suited to just us, things along those lines. Stuff like June, for example, Raid 71's June, that we had that was a challenging one because that's a US only license, so we couldn't sell that So we needed a US partner that wanted that one, and Sideshow wanted an exclusive, so that one worked really well. So we had that opportunity there. So it's good. It's good for us because it helps us get in front of an audience that doesn't know who we are. They're educating towards who we are. It's not customers that, again, it's kind of outside of that kind of bottleneck vice press bubble. So it's just kind of
It's like
expanding
the
on that
Transformers for you
to a
guys,
degree.
right? Transformers, since you've got the Transformers fan base in there, which are not all poster collectors, but right?
Yeah, exactly. So, it's 100% like what Tom says. So you kind of, what you tend to get with some properties is like with Transformers, your Transformers collectors won't necessarily be poster collectors. They'll be Transformers fans. So they'll be buying Transformers products and looking for Transformers products. So how do they find those? And you kind of got to market to them, this, that, and the other. So with Sideshow, it's kind of, again, it kind of gives us that avenue this way, and we've kind of seen that uptake. The other thing that, again, you guys know, with more art, shipping to the US is extraordinarily expensive. Or, well, it's not as expensive as perhaps what US customers perceive it to be. It's probably it's not too different from shipping East Coast to West Coast. It's probably about $2-3 more, but their perception is that it is more expensive and they don't like to buy from overseas. That is kind of
Always a custom
it's just
scare.
kind of what they're like. Yeah, exactly. And is it going to get damaged? How's it going to get handled? The reality is it's not that much different because it's still air freight, it's still this, that, and the other, but there is that perception. So if they're able to buy internally from the US, then it gives them a bit more of a sense of comfort in terms of knowing that. So again, it kind of helps. But we're kind of it's worked well for us. They're a really good partner. We enjoy working with them. They're super friendly. They kind of they're great to work with. We were part of they had a poster convention thing a few weeks ago, and me and Matt joined a podcast interview with them. That was really good fun. And we've got but for anyone that kind of thinks that's in lieu of what we've been doing with Bottleneck, it's not. It's just kind of how licenses work, how wholesale works, and how other bits and bobs work and stuff along those lines. And there'll be much more down the pipe. There's going to be much more partnerships the other way around, and it's just how things line up, really.
Speaking of sending posters, you guys is way out there. Vice Press was also really nice to give us 3 posters actually to give away. So that's really amazing. And first up, obviously, the very incredible Jurassic Park by Flory, the Spitter, which is amazing. And then they were nice enough to give us also the variant for this one, the incredible variant, with all the 6 dinosaurs on the head crest there. And last but not least, we got Matt Ferguson in the house, and we're gonna give away the Thing, the foil variant for this one. So this is really cool as a giveaway. Thank you, Matt, also in the chat. So hope you hear us. Thank you for doing that. And last but not least, we have some other galleries who are giving away some prints as well. One of them is another Matt Ferguson, which is the Wonder Vision print for Bottleneck Gallery. That's the one that Bottleneck gave us. So that's really cool that we could give this away. Really amazing. Then we have this beautiful Ruisburgers, The Silence of the Lambs, regular edition by Mad Dog poster. Thank you, Brad Kreitz, for making this possible. It is really appreciated that we can give this one away. It's an incredible print. If you have seen Rui's work in hand, you know how much details he puts in there. It's really incredible. But one of the things that you probably have not seen, I haven't seen it on their site, and so this is a world premiere, I guess. Sadly, Ross from Dark City Gallery couldn't be here, but this print is going to be amazing. This is by La Boca, and they did an Clockwork Orange print. You think, yeah, La Boca, really? Are you gonna James? Put YouTube.
Can I enter? I haven't seen it yet, but can I enter?
Can I enter? Yeah, everybody wants to enter now. Wait, let me tell you what the special thing about this one is. Because this Laboca print is really amazing in itself. But
Is it
it is
licensed?
licensed and everything. Hold up, I'm
Oh shit!
See,
I'm not
so
snake
excited,
pops
so
everywhere.
excited, everything goes. But the really exciting part for this one is that this print has been commissioned by Malcolm McDowell. He didn't do any art directing, but he commissioned this print. And the cool thing is, the man himself signed every print that they did. So you get an autographed Malcolm McDowell print by Laboca, and this is just amazing. So this is what you get. This is a world premiere. This is going to be on Dark City, but I don't know when. But they gave us this print to show this one, and I think that's an amazing giveaway that you don't want to miss because it's going to be incredible.
That's really cool. I mean, I can't see it and I haven't seen the art, but that's really Laboca's art's generally
It's
amazing.
something a little bit different for Laboca as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I put it in the chat, guys.
I like
and you
it.
can, yeah, in the Skype chat, you can see it. So you're not, you can have something to look at.
Oh, cool. Yeah. That is very good. Oh, good to see Malcolm McDowell
Yeah, so
smiling.
this is a really amazing, and yeah, they Ross said that they were at a convention somewhere, and somebody from Malcolm McDowell's camp saw it, and they really liked the style of Laboca, some other Laboca print that they did, and so yeah, this is happening. Really amazing stuff, and I'm really happy.
That's that's the face of a man who agreed to sign posters and then 50 in realized how fucking onerous signing 24 by 36 posters is.
I don't know the edition size, but he said it's very small, so I don't think there are that many.
Oh,
So
okay.
this is a chance, people, to get this print, which is probably going to be hard to get, of a very cool movie, and also something different in terms of print wise when it comes to Clockwork Orange prints.
You know, Clockwork Orange is an interesting one. So I really like the film. I tried reading the book, and oh god, it was like chewing nails that were stuck in Play-Doh. It was I don't know. It just didn't. I couldn't get into the book at all. It was not good.
Not good.
Well, I'm sure it is good, but it just wasn't.
Hey,
for me.
I would just
The
want to say,
film's great.
watch
The
the
film's
film.
really
Why
good.
not?
I felt the same way about Dune. That I just could not read that book. Just,
The book.
Just people love it.
You know what? I'll give Yeah, you know what? With the book, right? So it was Matt that encouraged me to read it, and I cheated. Right, I bought the book here, and I was like, I'm struggling a bit, so I got the audiobook, and you know what? Bloody loved it.
I've tried the audiobook
It
as
was
well.
really good. Did you?
I tried
Okay,
reading
you
it.
struggled with
I love
that.
I love
Okay.
the film. You know, that was great. But yeah,
Fair enough.
I've already derailed you now, Tom. Yeah, I'm sure you probably got more giveaways to announce.
No, that's
Sorry,
all of
yeah,
them.
yeah.
So that's really nice, and so that makes it the number 11. We're gonna have 11 prints to give away. So a lot of things for you to take part in and get your shot. But that's not all. Not a giveaway though, but. I was talking about it before, and I will be doing not a relaunch, but a redesign of some of the graphics that we're doing in the background, and especially also the logo, because the logo is just basically me doing it. But since I've been working with so many creative and artistic people on this show, I think I need to step up the level here. And none other than Flory helped me do that, and he created this new drop logo. This is what it will be looking like when it will be live, and we will have the color at the bottom, as you can see on the R, that will change, and it will look according to the format that we're doing. The orange is just a placeholder for now. I'm figuring out 4 colors because those are the 4 formats that I'm doing. And so this will be something that you can look forward to in the future. We will also do the backgrounds and all of that, and accordingly, so you can have a great time. And I think it already looks really cool. I'm really excited for this new redesign. So awesome that this is happening, and thank you so much, Flory, who's also in the middle of the night, but I know he has kids. I don't know how about Ruslan. You have kids or
No kids.
no kids? Okay,
But I know I should not complain because Flory have done it many times. So this time it's me keeping the Asia Pacific flag.
that's right, exactly. So thank you so much for that.
He's not bad at that old graphic design malarkey, is he? This
Yeah,
old
he
Flory.
knows his stuff. He's done a couple.
Oh yeah, he's all right.
But yeah, so this is the show, people. If you have questions, hit them now in the chat. Great movie show is asking is that there's the first NFT here. No, it's not an NFT, but a fun way to look at this. And yeah, thank you guys for stopping all by. Thank you to Ken who has been here. And yeah, this is.
So I
Go
have
ahead,
some
go
questions because other people. So people have asked me questions. I think it's so Jordan, Cellar Door Gallery. You guys have been going what about a year now? Is it? You've had
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, probably started for a year.
so how you had Terminator 2 came out, and you've kind of printed that now and shipped that. So how's with that first release for you as a gallery, and kind of you've released that, you've come to print it, and how would you summarize that whole process? How was it for you in terms of what you thought it was going to be like going in versus now having kind of gone through it, got them in hand and having shipped it? How is it now coming out of that on the other end versus what you expected going into that process?
Honestly, to begin with, I think we thought it was going to be a lot easier. Like, we thought it was going to be like, so luckily like as soon as we got in touch with Juan, straight away was like, yep, I'll do it.
Yeah.
His initial sketch was done within like a week, and it was like almost identical to the final version we got. He just proper threw it out there real fast. So we sent it literally within a week. We sent off the approval, and then yeah, we first got it. We got it approved pretty much straight away, but they realised the likeness was too close to Arnie.
Yeah.
But it was barely there at all. And then I think it was, you could see his nose and his chin a little bit. Like that was the main thing with it. So they sent it back. They said no, that's too close. So he removed some more, and then they sent it back. They was like, yeah, approved. You can pretty much get it ready to print. And then they got back to us a couple of weeks later saying, no, we need it changed again. And it's like, oh my God. So I was saying to the guys earlier, we probably originally was meant to be done around September, October time. Then it got pushed back to December. So yeah, to answer your question in a nutshell, yeah, at first, I think we thought it was going to be a lot easier than what it is. And now we're sort of coming out at the end of this print, shipping them out. We've got like a pretty good grasp now of, I guess, what we're doing. Like we know
skill. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, we've got a really good grasp of like what we're doing, I guess. I think the hardest part is, like, I know, James, now you've said that it's like, obviously you're doing this full time now, aren't you? So it's something you can get stuck into. I think that's the sort of hardest part at the minute, is like managing after hours. So we still work full-time jobs at the minute. So it's just like getting them like after work, just a grind afterwards. But we're getting there with it. I'm just looking forward to the next one now.
Yeah. Good.
Definitely.
Keep them rolling. I mean, I did it for 5 years. Like, did a full-time job like with this I mean, we've just hit 6-year anniversary of Vice Press. So bearing in mind, so like I was full-time employed for 5 years. So it is a long old slog. But part of it was my own stubborn nature, because I enjoyed my part-time job and then got ill and stuff, and kind of couldn't really quit doing what I was doing. But yeah, so okay, cool. So have you got something lined up then? Everything's started, the ball all rolling on the next one and things along those lines. You seem to have a pretty decent setup behind you, like with everything.
Yeah, they're all the ones ready to get shipped out in the spare room at the minute. But we can't really talk about the ones that are coming next. We should hopefully have 2 coming out this year. We've definitely, I mean, we can talk about so Terminator 1 is coming next year, beginning of next year.
Yeah.
We haven't really started it yet, but we know it's happening. But yeah, there's 2 what we're sort of working on. But again, it's not really been approved yet. So we've got to wait to talk about it. I just can't wait till we can post something else other than Terminator 2. I feel like all it's Terminator 2 constantly.
Yeah. No, cool. Well, I'm glad it's all gone well, and I'm glad it's kind of going out there and you're happy with it and everything.
Cheers, and thank you. As like, honestly, like from the beginning, you've been such like great help with us, like giving us advice on to do bits. And I think like when it was first like a little thought a couple of years ago, like I remember emailing you, been like, have you got any advice? And you just sent us like a list of things to crack on with and do. And when we saw you at Thought Bubble last year, again, just so much great advice and really appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah,
James,
right.
when is the Vice President's anniversary? Isn't that coming up soon too?
I think we've literally just had it because it's not.
So we didn't celebrate yesterday.
No, what me and Matt we made a conscious decision. We're not going to celebrate any anniversaries until our 10th anniversary, okay. I think. Because weirdly, this is really odd. Our actual startup day, our anniversary day, is the same day in March as my brain surgery day. The day I had brain surgery. So so it'll be. I think our 10th anniversary will also be the 5-year anniversary of my brain surgery. So. That's a strange one. So yeah, Keir and James. So similar question for you. I think you're 2 years in now, aren't you? Something like that. Yeah. So how are things 2 years in versus where you guys thought you'd be 2 years ago, for when you first started, and kind of when things were when you guys kicked off?
I think it's dealing with the repercussions of dumb decisions that you've made when you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I know that.
So like, for example, there's some like restrictions on some licenses that we have, and you're like, yeah, that's fine, whatever, as long as we can have the license. And then when the reality of the business sets in, you're like, oh man, like what on earth were we thinking? But you just get excited about being taken seriously, but yeah. And also I sort of just thought it would be relatively wouldn't be that time consuming, but now me and James both have to dedicate at least one full day a week each to it, just to keep our heads above water in terms of administration and just things and emails. Yeah. And then weekends packing up prints and stuff. So I just thought, I'll quickly pack them up and send them off. But no, it's a lot. it's so much more involved.
Yeah.
It's kind of snowballed recently as well, hasn't it? With Sonic and Transformers, like it's amazing how quick things can suddenly turn around from like the first year of maybe slightly more restrictive licenses, as Keir was like referring to. Where we couldn't sell out you couldn't sell into the USA. Then all of a sudden you pick up licenses where you can, and you're reaching completely new audiences, and you get this snowball effect. And you're like, whoa, this has suddenly happened, and you have to kind of readjust. But it's exciting.
Yours is quite an interesting story, really, because or kind of model, because yours isn't too dissimilar to what Matt and I did with Vice Press, because we picked up 2000 AD, which I guess is a somewhat of a mirror like with Sonic and Transformers, because it's not one movie, one poster. It's kind of a license where you can release several prints, and you've got a collector. Yeah, you've got a collector base there that you can kind of tap into across multiple products, across multiple period of time, and somewhat of an open-ended license, which kind of going back to what Jordan was saying there, I guess the problem that you guys have got, problems, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense, Jordan, by the way. I mean, the kind of challenge that you've got is you've got one poster and then you've got a time till the next one. Whereas the other side of that model is what you guys have got. You've got Sonic and Transformers, where theoretically you can kind of put different ones out over a period of time and you can kind of keep that. But then how do you then... But then you've got a different market that you're missing out on, and you then have to plug in on that. So it's kind of, then you've got different challenges with regards that come along with that kind of model in itself. And again, like what we had with Vice Press, when we decided to then, okay, well, maybe we should do movie posters because we like them and they kind of are cool, but then no one gave a shit, and it's like, and then you kind of got that to
exactly
kind of
like that.
We're
currently in that situation where we're like, we love movie posters. We collect movie posters. Should we go down that
single movie poster?
But we're already absolutely stacked with Hasbro stuff. And then, like you said, it's open-ended. So we've got, Power Rangers as well to tap into, and G.I. Joe to kind of like tap into as well. But we both would love to start doing, commissioning movie posters from movies we love. So it's really difficult to balance at the moment. But
Yeah. I think I think if you to do, I think niche is best. I mean, how many Jaws posters do you? I mean, says
Like,
man that's putting
we
out
still
Jaws
need Jaws
posters.
posters.
I mean,
I counted my Jaws posters the other day. I've got 7 Jaws posters now, and I'm like, give me more.
But look at
Give me more
Andrew.
now.
Well,
Andrew did
tell you
something
what,
that no
once
one else has done. Really,
I got 6.
but this is my argument, right? Well, there's two justifications. There's one that if stuff's limited edition, there's always people that aren't going to have a Jaws poster because they're either new to collection or they've missed out or this, that, and the other, or there's personal taste and personal preference and actually new ideas, like you say, like Andrew's Jaws poster. That's really cool because no one's thought of that before, and you do get these ideas that come along and are quite
Also,
unique
Flores
and
was gonna
that
know.
way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Flores, but Flores again is, and I'm kind of going to sound a bit sycophantic talking about him a lot, but again, Flores, at the time that came out, that was Flores' best poster, and then he releases another one, and that's his best poster, and he is somebody that's improving each time he releases something, and again, he's just had another one approved that is his next best
And he's
poster.
just got the
and
drop
it's
logo,
kind of-
which is probably his best work. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
yeah,
hey.
yeah, exactly. And just as we wrap up this little James asks questions section, Ruslan, am I right? Are you based in Tokyo?
Yes,
Dude,
that's correct.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So this is a market that kind of intrigues me because we only ever kind of occasionally get customers from that part of the world. What's the kind of, I guess, over there? What's the
let's replay that before James was here.
Oh, sorry. Was that
I all good. I asked her,
apologize.
but Ruslan, feel free.
I'll
feel
go
free,
and listen
feel free.
back.
Well,
rather than you
maybe I
having to
give it
sit
like a
back
slightly
there.
different dimension this time. I think the big thing about Japan, not only in posters but in many other like pop culture related things, is like the scene is very much strong, like offline. And when I say offline, I don't mean necessarily out of the internet, but it's not on Facebook, it's not on social media. It's just like on old school forums, on websites which
Okay.
were created even before espresso beans and things like that. So it's like it's a very different. So you don't really like see those customers on Facebook or in other places, but there are a lot of poster lovers. It's more when they order from Vice Press or Mondo, there is this kind of hesitation of like, oh, will it arrive? It's going to be expensive and all that. So that's I totally can relate to what you're saying. Is like,
Yeah.
even when I order posters, it's like I don't know if it will arrive or not. So I already kind of I learned that it's actually not that bad. But it's also true that when you order from Japan, you pay more. So delivery is expensive. So I think that's why my second answer to the question is there is a lot of local distributors who just order, like pieces of some of the resold posters, and then they just sell directly to people, just little auction houses.
Oh, okay. We have seen a little bit of that recently, like people, especially in Japan, like buying 10 posters or things along those lines and bits and bobs like that. Because we ship by DHL. I know it's a bit pricier, but it is 3-4 days delivery. And Matt and Flori in particular, they buy a lot from Japan because they collect. I don't know if you've heard them talk about it. They collect Transformers toys.
Transformers are big in Japan.
Might be worth. I'd love to have a catch up with you offline at some point, Ruslan, because it is a market that fascinates me.
Yeah, that's something definitely these kind of gatherings can make happen. And also talking about Transformers, More Art is going to release that new Transformers Matt Ferguson print we heard yesterday and today again. So this must be happening. But question from the audience is. Avatar 2, is that gonna move the mark for you guys? Is anybody want to do a poster for that?
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's I'm not that excited.
Yeah, I'd love to.
we'll do something for Avatar like 7 or something, isn't it going to be? Like, how many are they going to be? I've no idea.
5 is a 5, I think 5, right?
I think. I think I am. I don't know. Because I think I've spoken about this on the channel. I kind of lost interest in the Batman because you think, oh god, another Batman film and all this kind of stuff, and then you saw it and you're thinking, oh my fucking god, this is amazing. So I don't know, like you kind of part of me does. I'll reserve judgment for it. I will see it. I'll see it, and then if it's any good, we'll do a post for it.
There you go. There you heard it first, people. The other guys, you guys want to chime in, or are everybody on the same level here?
I rewatched Avatar the other day, and I really enjoyed it. And I just thought, you know what? It's not going to be the highest grossing film of all time. Is the second one like the first one was? But yeah, I'm looking forward to a bit more expansion on that universe. I don't want an Avatar poster, but I'm sure some people might do. I don't know. I've never seen any private commission groups for Avatar posters, but I'm sure there are.
Like a long time ago.
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing was like the 3D. I thought it was supposed to like really be dependent on 3D.
Maybe Travis
Now
Knight
that's
needs
kind
to
of
do a
not a
poster.
thing anymore. I wonder how it will kind of stand up. But
James, maybe Travis Knight needs to do a poster.
who? What?
It's
Travis
Knight.
Yeah.
Oh, you talked to the
Oh.
other James.
I don't know.
He
Jordan, are
did
you
your
guys based
3D
in
poster,
Hull?
James. What are you talking about?
Oh right. I mean, maybe a lenticular. You know, that would be something that they could do.
Well, sorry, yeah, James, we're based in Hull, yeah.
Okay. Are you from Hull? I just
I'm
picked
from
up
Hull,
it.
yeah.
I just picked up. Oh, sorry, because your accent. Then I picked up on it a little bit.
Alrighty, guys.
I worked.
Before we're gonna check out Tinder profiles here, we're gonna call it a day. And I want to thank you everybody for joining us tonight and celebrating the 2nd anniversary of Drop. And we will have obviously some very cool formats in the future. I mean, this year we did the studio tour at Duisburger. So the first time that I actually went to an artist's house, which was really amazing. So if you have not checked that, if you have not seen that, check that out. That's really amazing. And here are again all the giveaways. I'm just going to show them again. So this is the stuff you can get tomorrow. I think we'll be doing it tomorrow about the same time when we started. That's when the post will go live on Instagram. That's where you need to go and go do that in terms of taking part in this giveaway. And yeah, first off, we will have this beautiful Joshua Buddick print from Spoke Art for Reservoir Dogs. Celador gave us the Terminator 2. And we had Flores regular for Jurassic Park and the variant for Jurassic Park here. We have the Ruiz Burgos Silence of the Lambs print. We have Sam Gilby's Transformers piece from Moore Art. We have Matt Ferguson's The Thing, the foil variant. We have also Matt Ferguson from Bottleneck, the WandaVision print. We have the Clockwork Orange Malcolm McDowell signed print, so that's really exciting. By Dark City Gallery, thank you again for that. It's really appreciated that we can do this. And of course, another big reveal, the Phantom City Creative Return of the Living Dead reg and variant by Moon Island. So that's really, really appreciated. Ruslan, thank you again for doing this. And yeah, this is the way you take part in this one. Remember, this is very important. You're gonna do and put in. I'm gonna explain it in the text, the caption of the post as well. But you have to link obviously your poster buddy that would help you try to get this poster, and you will have to write down which poster you would like. For example, I want the Phantom City Creative Return of the Living Dead variant. That's the poster that I want to go for, and tag your poster buddy, and then I will put you basically in the wheel of names. Your name will be in there, and then next week, in a week from now, again.
Is that on Instagram, Tom?
What's that?
Where do people do that? Is it on Instagram? Or?
Yeah, on Instagram at DropMacOfficial. You all know it. And
can you do more than one?
I'll write it down. I'll say 2 max. So it's so to keep it fair. Obviously, if you win, the other entries are gone for you. But yeah. So the thing is, you have to be there next Saturday, same time, 7 p.m. British Standard Time or GMT or whatever it is right now. What time zone? And this is very important. You have to be there when your name is drawn. You have to write in the chat. If you don't write in the chat, I will spin this wheel again, and your chance is gone. and somebody else is going to grab this. So very important.
Tough
Very
titties.
important. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. Thank you, James. Thank you, Ruslan. Thank you, Jordan, Keir, and Mr. James Hobson, obviously, who is my lovely co-host for the Release Podcast. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see each other next week, guys. Stay tuned for that. All right. Peace out.
Happy birthday.
Cheers.
Guys.
Bye.